about 9, it's a little more than 9 euro.
What we see in the film, Chris and Jane, is the hard struggle for getting the good results of the test. I mean, it's so, it makes you feel so sad that you see the boys and girls not get the scholarship.
Yeah, exactly. And that is why when we're showing this film, we really want people, especially out here, where the kids take this education for granted, to see the kind of struggle that kids in Kenya go through and the kind of hopes and aspirations that they have that this education is going to bring them. So it's really nerve-wracking for us as the board, as within the foundation, to watch that and not be able to do anything.
No,
it's a really difficult situation. But I think it also shows that these kids have a strong desire to learn.
Yes.
You saw that one of those kids saying, "I can't even express how much education I want."
Oh, yeah, that's right. Here in Europe, we never see children that want to go to school so badly.
No, I live in Switzerland, and one of the biggest complaints that at one point kids in Switzerland had was that they wanted to go on national strike because their books were too many to carry. And I come from a village, this whole school district that we're working in, not a single school has a school library.
No.
And here, I see kids strolling into the school library, and it's really showing that there's a big difference.
Yes, but it's so black and white. I mean, either you win the scholarship and you have a future, or you have really nothing. I mean, would it not be possible to have a bit of gray in between?
I think it would be really good to have a situation where people have an opportunity, right? In the film, Ruth's mother was in the same primary school, so with me. I played with Ruth's mother, the way Caroline and Ruth played. And she didn't go to secondary school, and I went to secondary school. And I feel so bad when I see her and my other schoolmates, former schoolmates from Mukoko Primary School, coming to us and to me to ask for a scholarship. And I wish there was a way they had the chance that they would be sitting with me to give the scholarship and not to ask for their children to get a scholarship. So it is a very big problem.
It's a really question of money.
Yes, and that's why you can see the children have so much fear that everybody in the family, it becomes not just the child's education.
No.
It's like the whole community.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And in the film you see the family, but you don't see the village. But when you go out, the whole village knows it's at the exam. So when you're going to pick coffee, everybody's asking you, what's your mark? Are you going to secondary school? Yeah. So the child is so much, even after.
Yeah.
But fortunately for the kids,
and they are ashamed and they cry, and it's really, really a big thing.
it is.
Yes.
And the amount of pressure that they are under.
Yes.
You could see the whole family depend on them.
Yes.
I mean, that's really a huge burden for a 16-year-old.
Yeah. I did not know that. That's what I learned from the film.
Yeah, actually, at the time they're doing that, it's like at 13 years before they go to the secondary school. It's really too much pressure.
But you do this in a certain area. The foundation is only in your area. In one district, okay. So, but
Now we expanded from last year with the film. We were able to get many more sponsors, so we've expanded to 4 districts in Kenya. Instead of 10 scholarships, this year we gave 100 scholarships.
100. This film was broadcast in the United States through HBO, channel HBO, and it is true that because of broadcasting it on American television, you got $500,000.
Yeah, we were able to, I mean, this was totally unexpected. We was just a small organization, and we were sponsoring 10 kids a year. And then after this film premiered at Sundance Film Festival last year, and then it was shown on HBO, we got a lot of individual sponsors writing to us telling us they were interested. And yeah, we were able to get a lot more money.
Yeah, so this film helps more children.
Absolutely. And we also bought one private funder. I think a lot of the money from last year came from this one private donor. He saw the film at Sundance in January last year, and immediately he said, I want to support these people. He gave $50,000. And later he approached us and said, listen, I think you have a good thing going, but you need an office. You need to set up yourself as an organization to be able to have a national focus. And that's how we were able to start an office. Okay. So a lot of the money that came, there was a lot from individual sponsors, but also at least we got one private donation to start the office and expand, which we had not been able to do since we started in 2001.
But you need it every year.
Yes.
Yeah, because once the child starts at school, it has to finish the school, so it takes, yes. So it's becoming really an organization now with an office and everything.
Yes, we have an office in Nairobi, but also we request sponsors. We don't take a child unless a sponsor commits to educate them for the 4 years in secondary school until they go to university, because it would be too bad to take a child for 1 year and then they have to drop out.
Yes. And how much does that cost? One child, 4 years?
It costs like 40,000 Kenyan shillings, which is about 400 euros or about $540 US, but depending on the exchange rate.
For 4 years?
No, for 1 year.
For 1 year?
Yes.
Okay.
So for 4 years, it is like 1,600 euros.
Okay, good to know, yes. But, and we have to imagine a little bit what we can do. Another problem is the public schools. We just noticed, at least this year that the film was made, that the level is too low. That's a big problem for you.
Exactly. And that's what we discovered when we were trying to get the kids from these schools. We realized that they're not raising enough marks.
Yeah.
So my frustration and the frustration of the board there, they're not raising what is required. So one of the things that we have started doing as a foundation is actually trying to establish a program to raise the level of teaching. We have a teachers motivation program that we have established that goes into these primary schools and tries to find out from teachers, why are the standards going low, what can we do to address it, and through that program we've been able to really motivate a lot of the teachers, because a lot of that is lack of motivation on the part of the teachers. They don't get paid very well, they're not respected, and we're trying to change that in some of the communities we're working in.
Okay, well, I think that's a very good thing to do, because otherwise you'll never get good kids. Yeah. So you live in, what was your life like? You live in Switzerland, but you travel a lot?
I live in Switzerland. I travel a lot. Actually, right now I'm working on a project in Burundi. I just flew in yesterday from Burundi. So I'm traveling a lot and working with the United Nations.
Yes. But you became kind of European citizen.
No, I haven't become European citizen. Still maintain my Kenyan citizenship, and that's my home, and that's what it will always be.
That's still your home. And you visit Kenya a lot?
Yeah, I was just there with the kids yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm there a lot.
A lot, okay. And how is your family right now? Because we saw the problems that there are in the country. And we saw you visiting the family and worrying about them. How are they now?
Well, the violence subsided, and they really, now things are stable, so they're able to go back to their normal lives.
Yeah.
We're still worried about this cycle of violence, and that's why we are really committed about getting these kids educated, so that we can pull them out from that ignorance in which they can be easily exploited to cause the kind of mayhem we saw there.
go to Sweden a lot?
I have been to Sweden
3 times. No, 3 times.
3 times.
3 or 4, 3 times.
3 times.
Okay. And you have, how many times have you been in Kenya?
I have been once in Kenya.
The time we saw?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. But you see each other?
And I have been in Switzerland to see the family.
Oh, okay. So there you meet. Okay.
And we have been meeting at film festivals.
Very clever way. Yeah. And how's your life, Jen?
My life continues to be working with refugees. I'm still working with the UN Refugee Agency. Currently, I'm a legal advisor on Southern Africa. So, like next week, I'm going to Zimbabwe for 2 weeks. And basically, my life continues to be very much as it is. It's still working in a conflict situation. But I'm based in Geneva, Switzerland. In UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency, every few years we have to move. So I've been in Switzerland. My time in Switzerland is coming up, and I'll be moving next year, maybe to another country with my family. And over and above that, my weekend or sometimes in the evening when I have a bit of time, then my side activity is the charity, the education fund. It's a lot of work. We have to talk, and it's good that Chris and I live in the same city. We talk a lot, but we also have very good. We feel very much fulfilled by the discussions we have with the children. We see the children every school holiday. In Kenya, we have 3 school holidays, April, August, and December. And we have a psychological motivation project that we are doing for all the children we sponsor. Because we realize most of them were having so many psychological problems that it's not just a question of money. So we run a very good motivation project, and Chris and I try and go for that. And it's really wonderful because we also work with psychologists, so we have some amount of fun activities with the kids, and they write us a lot of letters after that. So it's sort of the same thing we did when we were sponsored by Swedish people, but I think this is better because we have contact with these kids, we come from the same village, and I think it's very exciting for them to see that we have succeeded and they will succeed too.
Yes, yes.
I just want to tell one secret that Jane is leaving out, which is relevant to this crowd. Jane is married to someone from Holland.
Why did you leave that out?
I met a handsome man from Oldenburg in Sudan. I like his heart. He has a heart for the kind of things we do. So I looked at him with working with the refugees, helping the refugee women, and I said, I don't have a lot of male colleagues who do it because it's a special one. We do the same kind of work.
So you live in Switzerland together?
Yes.
And his name is?
His name is Daniel Campbell.
Daniel.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. Well, that's a very good thing to share with us. Yeah. What about your wife?
I like Garfield.
What kind of family do you have?
I have 3 kids.
Yeah?
And the first one is turning 6. The second one is 2.5. And the third one is just 3 months old.
Okay. What's the nationality of your partner?
Canadian.
Canadian?
Yeah, I met her in Guantanamo Bay. Interesting stories. I met her in Guantanamo Bay where I was working with refugees and she was working with refugees.
Okay. One last question because we have to finish. What struck me in the film was that you thought that Hilda probably was a rich person. Was that the biggest surprise for you? That people that donate money aren't rich, but just ordinary people?
Yeah, that's exactly. That's what I say. I thought it was extraordinary that she gave this money, and then it turns out that she's not this wealthy person that I had in mind. Just somebody who was committed to give it.
Yes.
It's not that she did that with the expectation that one day she was going to be a movie star, and she has become. You know, she did something good and forgot about it.
Yeah.
And the good deed just came back to her, and she was totally surprised.
Yes, yes. So you thought you were rich, still.
I want to say that this thing started with the headmaster in my college, teacher college. He was in Kenya to work for the Swedish organization, and so he missed samba. And when he came home to Sweden to our college, he started this thing.
Okay.
But as it's the saying in this film, I was not all the people who get personal children. I get it, but not so many.
Yeah.
Some of the children who sponsor think that Chris and I are very rich. So,
Yes,
but yeah, so we have to tell them now that a sponsor does not have money. They're making a sacrifice to support them.
Yes.
So, when we go,
That's good.
yeah.
But in there,
It's the same thing we're hearing from people who are trying to sponsor. We are getting students who are saying, I've been moved by this film. I'm not rich, I'm a student. I'll be sending you $20.
yeah.
We've been getting very moving, testimonies. We got one from a lady in New York who said, I'm going to save all my tips. I work in a bar.
Yeah.
I'm going to be saving all my tips and I'm sending them to your organization. So it's not wealthy people helping us. People who are ordinary, who are thinking that is something that
Many small acts.
many small acts.
Yeah.
And that is what we want to encourage, not only for our organization, but for, people should try to do that in their communities. Every community needs some form of transformation. Or wherever you visit in different countries, just try to do one small act and just let it grow.
And see what happens. Okay. Thank you very much. Very nice to meet you, to see you here on stage. We'll round up here. Flowers for you. We have a little gift. Thank you.
Yeah.